So the UFC has announced that the UFC 303 press conference that was supposed to take place in Dublin, Ireland has now been cancelled. And I think that's only because of one man. And that man is, of course, Conor McGregor, who this press conference was built around. I mean, the only reason they're going back to Ireland was because of him, and now he's not showing up. And I think this was definitely McGregor's party that pulled out of this press conference, to be honest. I mean, his actions in recent weeks haven't shown that he's ready for a fight that's actually like 4 weeks away now. So I don't know. I think this was definitely because of McGregor, and it leads to a bigger question that I have, which is McGregor really ready for this fight? Does he really actually want this fight? I don't really know. I think, to be honest, the only reason McGregor is fighting Chandler is because he has 2 fights left on his UFC contract, and he wants to finish that because he can't go and do some of the other things he wants to do until his contract's done, like fighting in Saudi Arabia at one of their boxing events, which he's been to multiple times, and he's mentioned that he would like to fight at some point. He's also mentioned that he's wanted to fight bare knuckle boxing. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but there's other things McGregor wants to do that's not tied to the UFC. Boxing in particularly. I mean, last time the guy went to boxing, he set himself up for life, and he set his kids up for life. I mean, the payday he got against Mayweather was insane. So I don't even blame him wanting to go back to boxing. I mean, in the past, he mentioned maybe Manny Pacquiao. He's said KSI as well, but I mean, I don't know if any of that's real, but I just think McGregor's kind of done with the UFC, and fighting Chandler is his ticket out, which is why I don't really think he cares to build the hype up for this fight. I mean, he doesn't care about this press conference. He already said he doesn't feel the need to be completely trash talking and being the McGregor of old because it's unnecessary, and he did that to sell fights, and he doesn't need to sell fights anymore. He's made his money. So, to be honest, going into this one, I was a lot more confident in McGregor before. I think if you look at the two stylistically, McGregor actually matches up really nicely to Chandler. But in terms of motivation, I just don't know if it's there. There was a video that came out last week where it showed McGregor in a club with his wife, Dee, and they were just partying, having a good time. Didn't look like McGregor was drinking, but you could tell he really wants to. And she was like licking his nipple and stuff. I don't know. It was like really weird to be doing in a club. But anyways, McGregor's in a club 4 weeks away from a fight. He's supposed to be in training camp. He's supposed to be preparing. He's not supposed to be focusing on other things, especially when you're in a training camp. But he is. He's clearly partying and having a good time 4 weeks away. The guy hasn't fought in almost 3 years, and he doesn't care. You could see it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. It doesn't seem like the motivation is there. The hunger is there. And which is why I think that we may even see McGregor just get knocked out against Michael Chandler. And at this point, it wouldn't even surprise me because of his actions and the way he's taking this fight. McGregor clearly isn't there anymore. He doesn't want to be in the UFC. I could read it. You could probably read it. Anybody can see it. And after these 2 fights, he's not re-signing. I hate to disappoint you if you think he is, but McGregor is out. He is done with the UFC after these last 2 fights. I don't even know who the next fight after Chandler would be. I guess it would depend on if he won or lost, but it's not going to be anything crazy. He's going to fight somebody that he could sell and somebody that would make sense. And after those 2 fights, he's gone, and he'll be riding off into the sunset, and his legacy completely ruined because he just doesn't care. And when I say his legacy's ruined, I mean more so his name, not as much as his credentials in the UFC, because at the end of the day, he's a 2-time division champion, the first double champ. You can't take that away from him, but these actions in recent years and the way we've seen his career play out after the Mayweather boxing match, it hasn't gone well, and it hasn't looked good. And it doesn't bring me any hope for McGregor to look different in this Chandler fight because of these previous fights that we've seen and the fact he's coming off of a terrible leg injury, isn't training, he's in the club 4 weeks before the fight. All of these things lead to me believing that McGregor is just going to get brutally knocked out by Michael Chandler. Like, I mean, look at Chandler's videos, his training videos. You could see him. He's in the gym. He's ready. The guy's an idiot for sitting out for 2 years, but at least he's training and he's still focusing on this fight, and he wants to win it, obviously. And I see him doing so, honestly, because there's no way that McGregor is going to be able to go into this fight 100%, especially with all of these antics building up. Yeah, so this press conference being canceled, I mean, I'm And a part of me says I'm not surprised, but another part of me is kind of shocked considering it was announced, it was booked. I mean, canceling on the day of is pretty crazy if you ask me. So it must have been something really bad that they couldn't just go on with the show with. I don't know, but it doesn't look good for McGregor. I don't think it was Chandler's party that collapsed out of it. It was definitely Conor's, and it's sad because this could have been a really good moment for McGregor, a really big comeback moment on the mic, earn some of the fans back that he's been losing over the past couple years, and just a chance to bring back the old McGregor. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's happening. I mean, the fight's about like 4 weeks away, so honestly, I don't think this press conference is getting rescheduled either. So we're just going to have to wait for fight week to see the press conference there. But that's what I think about this whole McGregor situation. It's kind of annoying because, I mean, it's Conor McGregor. We want to see him shining. We want to see him at his best in the UFC. Unfortunately, I just don't think we're ever going to see that version of him again. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you guys think that this was Conor's doing? Do you think it was Chandler's or something else completely different? Also, let me know what you think of Conor heading into this fight against Chandler. Do you think he has a shot? Do you think he's going to win? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching once again, and stay tuned for more videos just like this one. I'll catch you in the next one.